Welcome everyone to a special Piggy Bank Essentials. Today we're back with Social Security retirement benefits. So if you haven't already, please type in the chat your first name and what city you're zooming in from. Hello everyone and welcome to a special Piggy Bank Essentials. And today we're back with Social Security retirement benefits. So please type in the chat your first name and the city you're zooming in from. Hello, everyone. Welcome to AARP's Piggy Bank Essentials. And we're talking about Social Security retirement benefits today. Please type in the chat your first name and the city you're zooming in from. Welcome to AARP's Piggy Bank Essentials. Today we'll be talking about Social Security retirement benefits. So if you haven't already, please type your first name and the city you're zooming in from into the chat. Welcome. Thanks for joining us for Piggy Bank Essentials today. Today we'll be talking about Social Security retirement benefits. And if you haven't already, please put your first name and the city you're zooming in from in the chat. So we'll be starting in a few more minutes. So we're letting everybody get a chance to get into the Zoom. But welcome to Piggy Bank Essentials today. And today we'll be talking about Social Security retirement benefits. So if you haven't already, please put your first name and the city you're zooming in from in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming to Piggy Bank Essentials. We'll be starting soon, and we'll be talking about Social Security retirement benefits. So if you haven't already, please put your first name and the city you're zooming in from in the chat. All right, welcome everyone to a special Piggy Bank Essentials. I'm Vince King and I'll be your host today. So glad you could join us. Before we jump in, we ask everyone to observe the following meeting agreement so everyone can have a good experience. Please keep yourself on mute. Well, you will probably have to stay on mute because that's how we have the meeting set. Use the chat to raise questions and add comments. And assume everyone's good intentions using respectful language and tone. And also please note that if your camera is on, we can see what's happening in your background. So please turn off your camera if you're going to be doing anything that we shouldn't see. This meeting is being recorded, so those who can't be with us today can still view the program at a later time on our AARP California YouTube channel. So please click OK when you see it on your screen. If you're not familiar, AARP is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP works to strengthen communities and advocates for what matters most, with a focus on health security, financial resilience, and social connection. Today's program focuses on financial security. And if you haven't already, please put your first name and what city you're zooming in from in the chat. Atisha, hey, who do you see in the chat?
Wow, we have people from everywhere. Of course, all over California, as we're broadcasting from California. We have people from New Mexico, New Jersey, Utah, Hawaii, Illinois. Oh my goodness, Greensboro, South Carolina. My goodness, Wisconsin, Maryland. Wow, people from everywhere, Pennsylvania, Florida. Everybody wants to talk about this. People are excited. All right, welcome, welcome. I'll turn
Well,
it back
that
over to you,
is
Vince.
Thanks, Atisha. That is great to see everybody joining in for this conversation. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to warm up with a couple of polls. So I ask you to quickly submit your answers. The survey is anonymous, so feel free to put in your answer. So the question is, at what age do you plan to start claiming Social Security benefits? So you get to pick one. Give a couple minutes for people to respond. All right, it looks like a lot of you plan to claim benefits between 66 and 70, some between 62 and 65, and a few for after 70 and before 62. And okay, great. And our next poll is, which aspect of Social Security, that's a tough one to say, Social Security, do you find most confusing? Eligibility requirements, benefit calculation, spousal benefits, disability benefits, or Medicare integration? It's okay if you find all of them confusing, but pick the one that you find most confusing. All right, it looks like a lot of people think Medicare integration and benefit calculations are challenging. All right, great, thank you. So today we are excited to bring you Social Security retirement benefits, and it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Jamie Lyell. Jamie Lyell is an accomplished professional with a strong educational background and diverse experience in the field of psychology and social services. Jamie is a proud alumnus of Coppin State University, where he earned his bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in industrial organizational psychology. Jamie's background includes being a technical expert with the Social Security Administration, where he utilized his special knowledge to assist and support individuals navigating the complexities of the system. Currently, Jamie serves as a program manager at AARP, where he implements initiatives for the betterment of Social Security. And now for some fun facts about Jamie. Jamie started his career as a pre-med student, transitioned to being a psychiatric counselor, and now he helps educate people on their eligibility for retirement planning and Social Security. He played bass guitar in a band that opened for a Nickelodeon group while an undergrad. Jamie played on a college football team that won 2 national championships. Wow, that's amazing. And please remember, put any questions that you have for Jamie in the chat during the program, and he will try to answer them during the Q&A portion of our program at the end of his presentation. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you, Vince. Happy to be here. And I'll take that away from you. Give me a moment as I share my screen, everyone. Okay. Hide this out of the way. And hello, everyone. My name is Jamie Lyell, Program Manager, Social Security Expert. Glad everyone can make it here from all over the nation. And I want to get right into it. So Social Security retirement. Now, when I look at it and think about Social Security, I look at it as a financial defense. Give me a moment. For some reason, my presentation, there we go. I look at it as financial defense, just like LeBron blocking shots. It's there to protect you against those unexpected hits that you might experience in retirement. Now, before I get into the facts and all the guts of Social Security, I just wanted to just share this projected Social Security benefit across race and ethnicity. As you can see, there is some differential between different ethnicities across the nation. Just wanted to just highlight this and put this in perspective for those that are watching.
Jamie, you're not sharing.
Not sure. Okay, so Zoom did me a disservice. Give me a moment. It says my sharing is not turned on. So I have to send a request. Did that request come?
Priscilla, you need to make him a co-host so he can share.
Is it sharing now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. LeBron blocking the shot, financial defense, where I started. And these are the statistics that I was trying to show just briefly, showing that gap between different by race and ethnicity, just to put it in perspective with some numbers. As you can see here, I have the chart, and then I also have the bar graph to the right. Same information, just a different visual. Now, I want to start at the beginning of Social Security, which is the earliest possible that you can claim Social Security retirement benefits. Now, the benefits of claiming at 62 is you get that early access that you can start receiving benefits. And you get that immediate income that provides to you sooner, especially if it's needed. But there are all drawbacks. Now, you receive reduced payments, and those benefits can be reduced by about 30% compared to your full retirement age. And that is a permanent reduction. That permanent reduction lasts for the remainder of your life. So it's really important to consider what's the best claiming age for you. And we will get into the break-even stage between claiming early and then waiting to claim with an example too, just to help put it in perspective. Now, you also can wait until your full retirement age. Your full retirement age, if you're born after the year of 1960, your full retirement age is 67. If it's before the age or year of 1960, then your age can roughly be somewhere between 66 and some odd months. Now, the full benefits you'll receive is 100% if you wait till your full retirement age with no reduction or penalty for claiming. That break-even stage or age waiting may pay off in the long run, so it's also another consideration to keep in mind when thinking about when to claim. It also has its own drawbacks that you have to wait until 66 or 67, and you have to pay attention to your family's longevity, also your health and your financial situation, if you can wait until your full retirement age. That is a personal decision that is best hashed out with your family and possibly even a financial planner. Now, Medicare enrollment, now you apply for Medicare within 3 months of turning 65. Now, if you do not need Medicare or you receive maybe personal health insurance, maybe on your spouse's health insurance, still please contact Medicare and let them know that that is what you have and you do not want to receive Medicare right away. That way you won't receive that penalty at a later date. Now, you also can delay until age 70. Now, these benefits, you'll receive the maximum amount of 124% by waiting. Now, you get those delayed retirement credits, and it decreases by 8% each year. It is a long-term strategy ideal for those with longevity expectations. And it comes with a few drawbacks as well. You have to wait, of course, until age 70, which can seem as a long time if you want the money sooner than later. You might receive fewer years to collect benefits if, for example, if you claimed at 70 and unfortunately passed away a few years after claiming. So you have to also consider that. And again, that's your health, your family, and your financial situation. And I want to get into that break even to put it in perspective between claiming at 62 versus claiming at 70 if you live until, let's just say, age 78. So we have two neighbors that I want you to imagine. We have Tia and Andre, who are both eligible for Social Security benefits. Now, Tia decides to start her benefits at age 62, early as possible. She receives those reduced payments, but she enjoys that immediate income when she uses for travel and to pursue hobbies. However, by the time she reaches age 78, she realizes that her lifetime benefits are significantly less than if she had waited. Now, we have Andre on the other hand. He waits until age 70 to start his benefits. If he receives larger payments due to delayed retirement credits, although he must use his savings in the interim, sorry about that, by age 78, he has received higher monthly payments and his total benefits have surpassed Tia's despite starting later. Going from that, I want to just touch on understanding the impact of relocation. You might not want to retire in your current state. You might want to think about moving to some other states, maybe even internationally. I do want to also point out and highlight that Social Security is a federal program. So just because you live abroad does not mean you cannot claim Social Security. You can. And I want to repeat that again, just in case. You can still claim your Social Security benefits if you live abroad. Now, they do not change if you move state to state, but I do want to highlight also that certain states, not California, do tax Social Security benefits. And that is state specific. Now, AARP is working along with Congress and other members in the government to try to minimize the states that tax Social Security. And also for clarity, while the benefits themselves are federal, you have certain aspects like the tax that I mentioned or the supplemental Social Security income, also known as SSI, may also vary by state. But again, it's a federal program and your entitlement to Social Security benefits will not be jeopardized by relocating. And I want to get into spousal benefits. But before I do that, now I know we wanted to wait to the end for questions. Do I have any questions on claiming age specifically before I move on to spousal benefits? Is there a moment we can take some questions?
Yes, Jamie. So we have a few questions.
Yes.
So Social Security is not taxed in California. So somebody wants you to cover that.
Yes, you are correct and on the right page. Social Security is not taxed by the state of California.
What are the tax implications of relocating internationally, for example, relocation to Canada?
Canada specifically, I wouldn't have that information just right off the top of my head at the moment. But as far as I am aware, Canada does not tax because that's internationally and it's a United States federal program. So the taxes from Canada should not be something that should be in the equation for your Social Security benefits.
Diana Garcia says, my question is pertaining to spousal benefits. As I understand it, I am entitled to spousal benefits from my current husband, but am I also entitled to spousal benefits from an ex-spouse? If so, how do I start this process? Thank you.
That is a great question. I will say, save that question. I might answer it in the next part of the presentation. And if I haven't, I'll stop for questions again. Please feel free to ask the question.
Okay. I was surprised to get an increase in benefits and then was advised my ex-husband passed away. Am I entitled to these benefits?
I would also get into that as well. That we'll talk about ex-spouses and current spouses. I also will touch on survivor benefits as well. Any questions you see in the chat currently, Atisha, that just is around claiming age or something that I already went over by chance?
No, there are plenty of others, but no, not
Okay.
specifically on.
So
Wait.
Yes.
When you wait until 70 to file for Social Security, does that mean you need to work until you're 70, or can we retire earlier and then file at 70? Are there other pension sources?
That is a great question. I get that question a lot. Thank you for asking it. So if you say you stop working at 62, like Tia and Andre, but Tia in this example, if you're Tia and you stop working at 62, each month that you delay your benefits, you receive more. It goes into when you claim early, you'll get a reduced payment. But if you wait till full retirement age, either 66 or 67, depending on the year you were born, your monthly benefit increases. So I hope that answers your question as I try to recall it in total, but you can supplement your income from your pension or your 401k. Now, Social Security includes self-employment and payroll from an employer as a penalty. So if it's coming from your 401k or your pension, that is not included from 62 to your full retirement age. So that won't be in the calculation for a penalty. I just do want to highlight that just in case if somebody might have that same question.
And yes, someone else, I thought you had to wait until age 70 to collect the most.
To collect the most, you are correct. Wait until 70 will give you that maximum 124% of the amount that you would have received. So each year you wait past your full retirement age, you can receive 8% more in your retirement benefits from Social Security. And I'll move Atisha to the rest of the presentation and I'll come back for more questions.
Fantastic.
Spousal benefits. Now, understanding Social Security spousal benefits are available to retired workers' spouses. Now, the eligibility requirements, now the spouse must be at least age 62 or have a qualifying child in their care. Qualifying child refers to a child who is under age 16 or receives Social Security disability benefits. That also applies to adult child if they fall under those eligibility requirements. Spousal benefits pay qualifying spouses up to 50% of the worker's base monthly retirement or disability benefit. Now, spousal benefits do not reduce the worker's benefit. They are paid in addition to the worker's benefit. So if you claim on your spouse's work record for Social Security, you will not reduce their payment. Now, how are spousal benefits calculated? Now, most advantage to claiming spousal benefits falls under only one member of a married or divorced couple qualifies for Social Security retirement and disability benefits. One member qualifies for a significantly larger benefit than the other. And if eligible, a spouse can claim up to 50% again of their partner's Social Security benefit, 50% of your spouse's benefit. Early retirement does reduce your spousal benefit as little as 32.5% of the worker's primary insurance amount if retiring at age 62. So what that means is that if I, for example, claim at 62 and receive that reduction in my benefits, the spousal benefit for my spouse would also be lower because my benefit is lower. So the 50% of my benefit is max is what they will receive. So if I receive that reduction, they receive the reduction. And that also applies for any children that are on the record. Reduction factors do apply for each month before normal retirement age. And if caring again for a qualifying child, the spousal benefit is not reduced. The child has their own amount, the spouse has their own amount, and the worker has their own amount that's in their record. And remember, spousal benefits are not the same as Social Security survivor benefits, which I will get into next. Now, spousal benefits for a survivor. Now, the generally survivor benefits can be claimed at age 60. If disabled, benefits can be claimed as early as age 50. And at any age, if caring for a child under 16 or disabled. A surviving spouse can receive 100% of the deceased spouse's benefit if they have reached their full retirement age. And you may have a question that if I claim my retirement benefit on my own record at 62, can I then wait until 67 or my full retirement age to switch to survivor benefits? I get that question a lot, and the answer is simply yes. And now the amount will be lower if the deceased spouse claimed benefits before reaching their full retirement age. So one strategy that is available to you, if this does pertain to you, you can claim your benefits as early as 62 for retirement or 63 or whatever year that works for you. And at 67, then claim survivor benefits. And if you're already receiving spousal benefits, Social Security will typically switch you to survivor benefits automatically upon your spouse's death. If not automatically converted, please call Social Security Administration at this 1-800 number, that's 772-1213, or visit a local Social Security office. And there are special circumstances. No length of marriage requirement if the death was accidental or occurred in the line of U.S. military duty. Remarry before the age of 60, 50 if disabled, affects eligibility, but remarrying at or after these ages do not. And I hope that answered that other question that I got previously. And before I get into work in that graphic, do I have any questions about spousal benefits or survivor benefits in the chat?
Yes, Jamie. Hold on one second.
Appreciate you, Atisha.
No problem. My wife applied at age 68 and is now receiving SSI, passed from her FRA. I'm 63 and decided to claim SSI on my FRA. Will I be able to receive full FRA benefits that I'm qualified for?
That is a possibility, but that is a calculation for Social Security Administration to do. I don't want to say you'll receive more or less, since they have that calculation and they have all your records. But that is something that you could look into. And I hope that answers your question.
If I draw off my ex-spouse's benefits to retire at 62 and then choose to draw off my own FRA, would it be at a higher rate?
Well, the higher rate would really depend on both work records. I wouldn't be able to specify if it would be a higher rate because I'm not sure who was the breadwinner in your household. But there is a chance that it could be higher. But the strategy that usually is used is that you would claim your own and then claim the survivor benefit at your full retirement age. If you're looking to claim at 62, that is.
I receive survivor benefits. Will those be discontinued when I receive my own benefits?
So you won't double dip, basically, but Social Security will pay you the higher of either benefit. And they'll do that calculation for you.
Okay. Started collecting my late husband's Social Security when I turned 60. I don't intend to collect my Social Security until I'm 70.
Okay.
So my question is, will I still get my full retirement benefits since I've been collecting survivor benefits?
So I want to just unpack that question a little bit. So if you're claiming at 60 survivor benefits and waiting until 70 to claim your own, your own benefit will continue to grow each month and 8% each year past your full retirement age up to age 70. So you can do this strategy and you may receive more. Again, that'll be a calculation for Social Security to do. But you will be in a position of that 124% in your retirement since you waited to age 70. And then you'll also have your survivor benefit, which will be at that 100%. So as far as which one you receive more would depend on the administration themselves after calculation. But that is a strategy that you can use.
How many years do I have to be married before a divorce to collect spousal benefits?
Great question. 10 years. You have to be married for at least 10 years to collect from your ex-spouse. If you reach 9 years and it doesn't reach 10 years, then there's no exceptions. You will not receive that spousal benefit, that divorced spouse benefit, that is. And I do want to highlight that in the United States of America, most divorces end around 8 years. Just a little side fact.
Okay.
One
I
more.
plan to claim,
One more.
oh, I plan to claim my FRA. My wife is over 62, but she is still working. How does spousal benefit apply to this situation?
Can you give me that question one more time, Atisha, please?
I plan to claim at my FR. I plan to claim at my FRA.
Yep.
My wife is over 62, but she is still working. How does spousal benefit apply to this situation?
Oh, so to that situation, that's a great question and an example. So you're claiming you're already receiving your benefits. Your amount is locked in. And that's locked in for your spouse as well at your 100% since you claimed at your full retirement age. She continues to work. So if she continues to work, Social Security takes your highest paid 35 years, which I will also get into. It takes your highest paid 35 years, and that's how they use for the information for the calculation based off of what you have earned over those years. Now, if her wages at 62, 63, and so on, if they're higher than that first year when she might have 34, 35 years ago, they'll knock off that lower year and replace it with one of her higher years. And how that works in this situation is that when she reaches her full retirement age, then she could then see if her potential benefit is higher. But I do want to highlight for that particular strategy that when she claims for her own benefit, she'll also be claiming for spousal benefits. So it's important that she keeps that in mind when she does go to apply. And they will give you the higher of the two. They will not allow you to double dip.
Really quick, one
Mhm.
last question. How long can you draw survivor benefits, or how long can you receive divorce benefits?
To the end of life. You will receive your Social Security until you unfortunately pass.
Got it. Does a common law relationship count towards required 10 years to collect spousal benefits?
That is a great question. I actually got that question earlier this morning. Now that common law marriage does pertain specifically to the state. And that is one of those exceptions where Social Security will not follow federal rules, but then it would apply to the state specific rules around the common law marriage. That kind of is a question that you will want to ask the Social Security Administration itself, because that really gets into the laws of your state. And then if the state applies that to it. But that is a possibility that common law is recognized under Social Security spousal benefits. Now we'll get back to the presentation. I will come back for more questions as well.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Jamie.
And now I want to talk about work. And I know everyone might know Allen Iverson's possibly popular interview. And now we're talking about work. Now this is the thing that you do every day. You wake up, you go to work, and you earn those Social Security benefits. So getting into that, let's go into work. Social Security credits. How are these credits earned? You can earn up to 4 credits per year. I refer to these as quarter credits. You earn 1 credit per quarter, and it's based off your total wages and self-employment income. Now in 2024, you get 1 credit for every $1,730 in covered earnings. And that does change on a yearly basis. Also known as the 40 work credit rule, this is the 10-year rule of working. I think someone might have had this question. Requirement of 10 years of work, 40 credits, those quarter credits for eligibility. Now, it's different, but depending on which benefit. Now, for retirement, it's 40 credits needed. And for disability, it's 6 to 20 credits needed, depending on your age. Survivor benefits for spouses and children of the deceased person who earned at least 6 credits. And earning your way to benefits, earning maximum credits, maximum 4 credits per year, has been in place since 1978. And ensures a minimum of 10 years of work, regardless of income. Now, it has an impact on benefits. Now, the extra credits do not increase benefit amount. Average earnings over the working years determine your monthly payment. And I'll get into those as well. And then see the rules and reductions that impact your Social Security benefits. Now, Social Security retirement or survivor's benefits can be received while working. Benefits may be reduced if you're younger than your full retirement age and earn above certain amounts. So the earning limits for 2024, under your full retirement age, again being 66 or 67, $1 is deducted for every $2 you earn above $22,320. And this is for the year of 2024. Reach full retirement age in 2024, $1 is deducted for every $3 earned above $59,520 until the month you reach your full retirement age. Now, if the most recent bullet about reach your full retirement age causes any confusion, this is the example or the policy that all the way up until that month, let's say you turn your full retirement age in June, all the way up until June, that applies for the $1 being deducted for every $3 earned over the $59,520 amount. Once you reach your full retirement age in that month, it will be an adjustment if you're working. Benefits increase at a full retirement age to account for earlier withholdings. And then you are able to earn as much as you want with no reductions. And then taxes on Social Security benefits. Up to 85% of benefits may be taxable depending on combined income. I want to get into that. An individual filer, $25,000 and $34,000, up to 50% of benefits may be taxed. Above $34,000, up to 85% of benefits may be taxed. And then for joint filers, $32,000 to $44,000, up to 50 may be taxed. And then above that $44,000 amount, up to 85% of benefits may be taxed. And then withholding taxes. You have the option to have federal taxes withheld from your benefits to avoid owing taxes later. Those are called voluntary tax withholdings. And I will get into now the pension and windfall elimination provision. I get a lot of questions about this with pension. So the purpose of the windfall elimination provision, it reduces Social Security retirement benefits for individuals with pensions from a non-covered employment. That is jobs that's not subject to Social Security taxes. And the impact can be, it reduces your Social Security benefit by up to half of the amount of the non-covered pension. And by law, WEP, also known as windfall elimination provision, cannot completely eliminate Social Security benefits. But we also have government pension offset, which is different. The purpose of this is that it affects Social Security spousal or survivor benefits for those receiving a government pension from a non-covered employment. Now, this reduces Social Security benefits by 2/3 of the amount of the government pension. And if 2/3 of the pension exceeds the Social Security benefit, the benefit may be reduced to 0. I have some continuation to go a little bit more into this and identify the key differences. Now, WP applies to Social Security retirement benefits specifically. The maximum reduction, again, is limited to half of your non-covered pension amount, and it cannot reduce your Social Security benefit to 0. Government pension offset, also known as GPO, applies to Social Security spousal or survivor benefits. Again, if 2/3 of your government pension exceeds your Social Security spousal or survivor benefit, your benefit may be reduced to 0. And now an example of this is if you receive a monthly government pension of $900, your Social Security spousal or survivor benefit will be reduced by $600. It's 2/3 of the $900. Do I have any questions about work?
Yes. If you have, if you did not have taxes withheld when you started receiving FRB, can you ask them to start withholding later?
I'm not sure what the abbreviation, FRB or FRA? Did they maybe mean FRA maybe?
Probably.
Or retirement benefits maybe? Okay. Ask that a question again, please, for me, Atisha.
If you did not have taxes withheld when you started receiving FRA,
Mm.
can you ask them to start withholding later?
Yeah, I'm trying to unpack that question. If you are receiving FRB, which I'm not, if you mean full retirement benefits, and you want them to withhold more, once you start receiving your full retirement benefits, um, you're locked in for that amount. That's the one-time decision. That's why Social Security is very important. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. Unless you, Atisha, down the road, you see what FRB might have stood for. Any other questions?
Okay. Does IRA withdrawal count towards the 22,320?
Great question. So Social Security looks at that income, and I'll go back to the slide. They look at this income based off of payroll deduction or self-employment earnings. Your 401k and retirement does not apply to what you can earn in this amount for individual filers or joint filers. That's actually a great question.
Does alimony count towards the 22,320?
And that is another good question. I would like to parking lot that, but I don't think that's an option for today. The alimony, I would have to actually look into the alimony part because things can get tricky. And with that, Social Security, again, payroll and self employment. Alimony would be something different.
There was a question about filing taxes after you start receiving your Social Security benefits. And I can't find the question. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Maybe they'll ask again, and I'll just.
Yes. Can you please put that question again in the chat? It's kind of getting lost from the questions, but I think the person wanted to know, do I have to file taxes when I receive, wait a minute, hold on. Do I have to file income tax if I only receive SSI?
That would be state specific, and that's also more of a question for a tax professional. With that particular when it's if you should or not file. Any other questions?
Does receiving any outside pension sources when you retire have any effect on Social Security? I know that I needed to pay federal state income taxes on outside pension sources.
Okay, well, leading up to when you actually claim if you're receiving a pension, that doesn't go into the equation that I have here on the screen when they tax your Social Security benefits. But I do want to just highlight that the government pension offset, depending on your situation, it applies to your spousal or survivor benefits. But you have also the WEP that applies to your retirement benefits. So as you can see here, feel free to screenshot it for more of your records if you need to just reroute to it or come back and watch the YouTube video. But you want to keep in mind of this WP or GPO that can apply to your situation and your pension. But if you're not claiming yet, then you can take retirement distributions without it being included. Only payroll and self-employment income is included into that amount.
My apologies. Okay. How does pension received impact Social Security benefits and Medicare B premiums?
How does the pension affect that? That is a great question. So I'll focus on the WEP, since we're talking retirement benefits. The maximum reduction, keep in mind, cannot reduce it to zero, but your Medicare Part B does come from your Social Security.
Oh.
So that amount, I believe, is somewhere around $174 for this year, and some change. So if you're Social Security benefits are reduced by your pension, and then also your Medicare is coming from your Social Security, then you will receive a smaller amount. And there are some situations, unfortunately, that I won't go too much into the weeds for. But it is a situation where your benefits can be reduced so much, and then with your Medicare, depending on how much you're receiving, that you can end up still owing Medicare, or your Social Security just only covers enough to cover your Medicare Part B. But that is a specific situation, but there are some ways that it can have an effect.
Okay, I got a few more. I am 61 years old and received death annuity from deceased husband, OPM. I work and earned about 67K. Should I wait to 67 years old?
Well, when it comes to the question, if you should, or when to claim Social Security, that is definitely a personal one. You have to look at your health, your finances, and ultimately, how do you want your retirement to be? You know, the things that you love to do. You have to think about that. I always suggest making a My SSA account. You can go to login.gov. That's login.gov. You can make your Social Security account there, and you can get those estimates. At AARP, we also have the Social Security calculator that you can use as well, to try to see those differences and to see which one might work for you, or seek a retirement professional, certified retirement professional, to help you with that.
Okay, here's another great question. Is workers' comp and state disability funds a benefit of Social Security? If so, are these funds paid out to me at retirement? If not, what happens to those funds? One note to consider, I do not have children.
Okay. So they are not part of Social Security. So Social Security does disability benefits based off of your Social Security contributions, retirement benefits, and then also the survivor benefits or spousal benefits. Not workers' comp. I'm not sure where those funds would go. I'm a Social Security expert. I don't work honestly with a lot of workers' comp. So where those benefits go, I'm quite not sure. But if you are receiving Social Security and you're also receiving workers' comp, let's say Social Security disability and workers' comp, that workers' comp can offset how much you're receiving for your Social Security disability benefit. But we're talking retirement today. But just to give you that picture.
What
More-
counts as a government pension? It is only federal or also state, such as state university.
It can be state. Um, it could be some federal agencies. I believe most federal agencies pay Social Security, FICA tax. That's the FICA tax you'll see on your pay stub. But that would be mostly state. And I believe as the United States, there's not that many pensions still out there, unfortunately. But it is specific, but state government is one of those.
When you say government pension, is that only for federal pension?
It's for all any employer that wouldn't have paid Social Security FICA taxes because they're giving you a pension. Some employers do pay both. They give you a pension and still pay for your Social Security, your FICA taxes through payroll deductions. You can look at a pay stub and see if you see those FICA taxes coming out. Or again, you can make a My SSA account and you can go on there and see your previous years. And if you look at your previous years, and if your employer isn't paying into Social Security, it will show a zero on your statements. So that is a great way. Make an online account. You can keep track. You can look at your previous paid years. I highly recommend making an online account. It takes maybe 2 minutes, maybe less for some tech savvy people.
Receiving pension and Social Security, how do you suggest I pay taxes for self-employed?
Okay, and that will be the last question before moving forward. That will be a question for your tax professional. I'm not a tax professional, so I wouldn't know which way to go about with your taxes. You will want to consult with them.
Is your first Social Security payment lower than your regular monthly Social Security payment?
Okay, and this will be my last question, Tisha, before moving on in the presentation. Can you ask that question one more time, please?
Yes. Is your first Social Security payment lower than your regular monthly Social Security payment?
That's actually a great question, and I haven't received that before. So your first Social Security payment could vary depending on what reductions you may receive or whatever might be else going on with your account. It could be garnishments. It could be you have received SSI or a number of factors. But it also can be more than your normal monthly amount. Let's say you applied for Social Security some odd months ago and you have a real big underpayment due to you over those months from when you actually should have started. So that first check actually could be a lump sum payment before it goes into your monthly benefit. I've seen in my time, I've seen amounts of, in the thousands, and then your regular monthly payment could be in the hundreds. So it just really depends on your situation with your Social Security record to say. And I'll just move on to the presentation. I have some more slides to go, and I'll come back for more questions. Now, understanding benefit limits, the maximum benefit. I hope this will answer a lot more of your questions as we move forward. The maximum Social Security retirement benefit varies based on your age you retire. That's 62 to 67 and 70 that we previously talked about. And it depends on your average income earned over those 35 years, cost of living adjustments, and other factors. Retirement age versus maximum benefit. Now, if you retire at full retirement age in 2024, and this is 2024, and the maximum that anyone could receive based off of that average income would be $3,822. Retiring at age 62 in 2024 will result in a maximum benefit of $2,710. And then opting for retirement at age 70 in 2024 would yield a maximum benefit of $4,873. So you can see here through these examples and these last three bullets, it can really pay the weight. Now, in calculating these maximum benefits, factors affecting your maximum benefits is, of course, your full retirement age, also known as FRA, and that varies depending on your year of birth. Again, if you were born after the year of 1960 or 1960, your full retirement age is 67. Claiming benefits early, like 62, means less money. And then, of course, retiring at 70 maximizes those benefits with those 35, again, working years. And to receive the highest payout, work for at least 35 years. Earnings during these years impact your benefit. And continued, maximum taxable earnings. Each year, the Social Security Administration sets a limit on earnings subject to Social Security taxes. In 2024, the limit is $168,600, maximizing your benefit. So this will be the amount based off of 2024, which will be your average amount to then receive this maximum benefit in the last bullet of $4,873 and waiting until age 70. This is the maximum benefit for any United States citizen. Now, delaying retirement to age 70, of course, as I stated, will ensure that you're maximizing your benefits, taxable earnings for at least 35 years, and filling the earning gaps to increase your income to optimize benefits. So if your first year of that 35 was at your first job possibly, and you grew in your career, and towards that 35, or even 36, if you work more than 35 years, if it's more than your first year of the 35, it will knock off that lower year and then replace it with one of your higher earning years. This is another reason to create your My Social Security account, as you will be able to see these taxable earnings over the course of the year and also know if your employer is also paying into Social Security from your payroll deductions. Any questions before I go into the commonly asked questions?
Yes, Jamie. Do you have the max benefits chart for 2025?
That is a great question and has not been released as of yet. I will state also cost of living adjustment is going to be released sometime in October. It's looking like around October 10th. So if you want to just be on the safe side and look on the next day of October 11th, you will see the changes with the cost of living adjustment, and then the maximum taxable earnings usually come shortly right after that. So October is a busy month.
Is it true that although 35 years are counted, do the last 10 years of your earnings count the most if they are high?
Well, yeah. So again, if you and your until you're 35 years or 35 years or more, if one of those last 10 years of your 35 years or more is more than your first year, it'll knock off that first year and replace it with one of those higher years.
Okay. Elaine would like to have the Social Security website where you could create an account put into the chat. Can somebody drop the Social Security information into the chat? Elaine, check the chat. I think it was placed in there before, but Jamie, can you please say the website?
So that's login.gov, 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 and it will prompt you to create your login, and then you will be able to go to the Social Security website and look at your taxable earnings.
I thought I heard that once you start collecting Social Security, the amount you receive each year can go up depending on inflation.
Yep, so you're correct. That is also known as COLA, COLA, or if you want the name for the whole abbreviation, that is the cost of living adjustment. That October 10th for this year, but usually in the month of October is when it's normally announced for when that amount will go up on a yearly basis. I do want to also highlight that it has been times in history that it has not gone up, and it has stayed flat. So it's not a guarantee that it will go up every single year.
Okay. So far, I think we've covered it, everything. I'm going to go back up to see if I left anything out.
And if you don't, I'll get to some commonly asked questions. Maybe I might have a commonly asked question that none of you might have thought of that might also jog some more questions. So just let me know, Tisha, when I can.
All right, let's roll.
Let's roll. Let's roll. Commonly asked questions. Now, you might ask, how long do you have to work to qualify for Social Security? We covered this. Now, I won't quiz you, but I just wanted to put this here. Make sure your brain is, make sure you're attentive, make sure you're paying attention, and that you got it down packed to make some better decisions when it comes to retirement. So if you were guessing, it is number 3, 10 years. Social Security system uses these credits called quarter credits. You need to earn 40 credits, which is 10 years, qualify for Social Security retirement. Now, you earn these credits by working and paying Social Security taxes on your earnings. You can earn up to 4 credits a year. So it takes 10 years to earn 40 credits. And that's how the calculation works. Another commonly asked question, and I'll go into true or false, to demystify some of these myths that you might see commonly in the news. One is Social Security going broke? And Social Security will not run out of money. As long as workers and employers continue to pay payroll taxes, it's a pay-as-you-go system. Revenue coming in from payroll to taxes largely covers the payments going out. But Social Security does face long-term funding challenges. So in about 10 years, when the reserves are used up, Social Security will only have sufficient money coming in to pay about 80% of earned benefits. Now, how do they plan to do that? That is a question for Congress and for them to figure out over these next 10 years. But just know AARP is fighting for you when it comes to Social Security because it is your money and you've earned it. Members of Congress do not have to pay into Social Security is another true or false question that I have here for you. And I'll answer it because you might have heard it. Now, all members of Congress, the president, the vice president, and most political appointees have been fully covered under the Social Security program starting in January 1984. So all members of Congress, no matter how long they have been in office, have been paying into the system since 1984. They see those FICA taxes just like we do. And then some fun facts. Has many social payments have Social Security actually missed? I'll leave it here for a few seconds. Now, if you were thinking B, it's 0. Social Security has never missed a payment since it was first created. It is one of those staples in that financial defense, like LeBron blocking that shot, that's there to help you with your retirement planning. You can count on Social Security to be there to help supplement your finances in retirement. And then my last fun fact, which was one of my favorite things that I learned during my time with Social Security that I didn't even know. And that's what list the Social Security Administration release each year. Well, I will say it is not C, if anybody was thinking that, but it is D as in Delta, top baby names. You can go on the Social Security website and actually look at your year and see if your name made the list for if it was one of the most popular names of that year. And then I also want to just touch on AARP California and what they're doing. Protecting Social Security is a key issue for voters age 50 plus. They work hard and pay into Social Security, so it's their money. In fact, 1 in 5 Americans rely on a program to keep them out of poverty later in life. Now, if Washington doesn't take action again in the next 10 years, Social Security could be cut by 20%, and that's an average of $4,000 a year if you would like the numbers and the statistics. And for many people in California, I do not want to pronounce that word wrong because I do live in Baltimore, a cut like that would be devastating. AARP is urging Congress to reach a bipartisan solution to protect Social Security for generations to come. And I want to thank you all for listening, but I am still here for questions.
All right, we
Oh,
are
Jamie.
almost out of time. It's 12:57. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
So I need to thank you, Jamie, for everything today. We appreciate all of your presentations and all that information. That was incredible. So I want to say thank you to everybody who came and participated today, and we hope you have a better understanding of Social Security retirement benefits. If you are interested in rewatching this program or our previous programs, you can visit our AARP California webpage. The link has been placed in the chat. So those of you who weren't able to see the presentation, you can rewatch it on YouTube. And we do invite you to check out some other upcoming AARP events. Join us for Tea and Coffee Tuesdays on Tuesday, October 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific time for Medicare and open enrollment. So this is a big one coming up next month, October 8th. Let Connie show you the slide. Yeah, there you go. So Medicare and open enrollment coming up on Tuesday, October 8th. And then please come back in November for the final Piggy Bank Essentials episode in our 2025 series. That will be Thursday, November 21st at 9 a.m. And again, a big thank you to our guest, Jamie Lyell, and our chat moderator, Atisha Jones, our volunteer production crew, Antoine Cook, and our tech specialist, Connie Moore, AARP staff, and you. Again, I'm Vince King, your AARP volunteer host, and thank you for joining us today. This concludes our program, and you may now leave the Zoom meeting. Have a great day.
Can someone please stop the stream on YouTube?